So good evening, I'm pleased to welcome you to our school. I'm Frances Manning, I'm the head teacher here at Hitchin Girls' School, and those of you who read the Times may have noticed that there was an article about Hitchin in the Times on Sunday, and it referred to the top-notch schools in the town, which I was highly delighted to read. So welcome to a top-notch school. This evening's an opportunity for you to come and see inside our school. You have hopefully toured the facilities and had the opportunity to speak to teachers, to support staff, some of our governors that have been here helping us this evening, and also to get a feel of what the school is like and what really makes us tick. Now, we all realise that this is a showcase event. Obviously, we've not got lessons running or anything else like that, but we do it like this to allow you to see as much of the school as you possibly can in a relatively short time. But it doesn't really show you what goes on a day-to-day basis. So I would therefore like to invite you and strongly encourage you to come to our open mornings on Thursday this week, the 28th, or Wednesday next week, the 4th of October. Both of those morning events begin at 9:30. Our coffee shop will be open, so if you're dropping the children off from school, you can get a cup of coffee before we open. And you'll have the opportunity to tour the school in small groups. It's a completely normal day for us. All the students will be in, they'll be in their lessons as usual, and you will be able to tour the school in a smallish group and go around and actually see the school in action and witness the working atmosphere and the relationships in the classrooms and the enthusiasm of our students and our staff in the learning process. And it struck me tonight as I was walking through the school, there's some people say, oh, of course the school looked lovely because it was open evening. And actually, when I was walking around today, the school doesn't look very different to what it looks on every other day. Obviously, all our displays are new because it's the start of the year, but the displays that you see around the school are very much how our school looks on a day-to-day basis. So back to tonight. I hope you've enjoyed your tours. If you didn't get to see everything, please do come back and we can show you more on our open morning. We deliberately asked our Year 8 students to be our guides this evening because they're just 1 year into school. This time last year they were very new students and they really understand what it's like for your daughter if she were to come and join us in Year 7, and they can talk about their very recent experiences of being in the school. And also you would have met some of our Year 12 and 13s. You're going to hear Ellie Swanton speak, our head girl, in a few minutes. And our sixth form are really the nearly finished article, and I think it's lovely for you to be able to get the opportunity to hear about their experiences here with us. So tonight I'm speaking to you as a teacher, as the head teacher of this great school, and I think very importantly as a parent of 2 children who are now adults, fortunately, and passed through the education system in Hertfordshire, so I know exactly what it's like for you. I sat in halls for 2 years running for each of them because I went in Year 5 and in Year 6, as I know some of you do. So I know exactly what it's like for you. I knew what I wanted for my children at that stage in their education, and I think it's probably not very different from what you're looking for here sitting in the hall this evening. So what is important to you as parents when you're choosing a secondary school? I think that you probably want your children to be happy, to be supported emotionally and academically, to achieve their very best in their exams, to be challenged to do their very best in whatever they undertake, to learn to be resilient, and to experience a whole range of activities in addition to their academic studies, which will support them in developing the skills that they're going to need later on in life. And in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to outline some of what we'll offer your daughter if she becomes a student here with us. Now, I'm sure you're aware we were recognised by Ofsted in 2013 as an outstanding school. And whilst this means we've not been inspected again, because the system means that once you've achieved your outstanding status, they stay away, it doesn't mean that we've been quiet and not improving. We continue to plan and improve the school each year. We strive now to be exceptional and provide an exceptional experience for all our students and also for our staff. We pride ourselves in providing the highest quality of teaching and learning. Our observations of students in lessons and scrutiny of their work, which we do regularly, shows us that the learning experience on a day-to-day basis in this school is good or outstanding. Our staff also go over and above in their work, providing a wide range of opportunities far beyond the classroom. It's those extra activities which so often become the memorable moments for our students. And I love to hear at Leavers Supper, which is the dinner that we share with our Year 13 the day before they leave on Founders' Day. They often talk about their experiences and memories of school, and I love hearing about the different antics and things that they got up to and the various activities and trips across their time at school. So whether it's memories of the Year 7 induction week with an evening presentation to parents when they've just been in the school 4 days and they stand on the stage and present to a hall full of people, or the Year 8 PGLK thought trip that goes out in 3 weeks' time. Whether it's the classics trip to Greece or Italy, or the geography trips which have been recently to Iceland and Switzerland or any other land that they can find geographical things to look at, or the Student Global Leadership Institute conference, which takes place in Hawaii, and this year we sent a team to India, you may have seen on the film while you were coming into the hall. All of those opportunities provide the moments which make many precious memories for our students, and for many of them provide real life-changing experiences. So at this point I'm going to introduce you to Ellie Swanton, our head girl this year, and she's going to speak about her experiences at the girls' school.
I'm Ellie Swanton, the current head girl at Hitchin Girls' School, and I'd like to welcome you to our school this evening. Hopefully tonight we will be able to give you an insight to our school and how it's so much more than just a school, but a community and a platform for your daughter to reach her full potential. Having had my sister go through this school, I already had a strong view that I was going to be attending Hitchin Girls, due to her love of the school from Year 7 through to Year 13. However, I can understand the fears and worries of picking the right secondary school and whether it's going to be the right one for you. I came to this school from Sammy Lucas with only 9 of my friends. The daunting thought of being split up from them quickly disappeared as I was welcomed by my tutor, Mr. Allison, to 7A. There were 2 other girls from my primary school in my form, and on the first day we had all made so many new friends that we forgot to meet up for lunch like we said we would. Within a day, I knew that I'd made the right decision and that Hitchin Girls was the right choice for me. When I was in Year 7, I remember listening to one of these speeches in what seemed to be the biggest hall ever built. As the head girl introduced herself, I got an encouraging nod from my mum, saying, "That'll be you soon," and me quickly dismissing it with a "no way would that be me." However, shortly after this, I was voted form prefect in Year 7, which only really meant that I had to make sure the form room was tidy after lunch, but I understand it's a bit more challenging than that now. It may seem silly, but it was these moments that started to piece together the Ellie who applied for head girl in Year 12, after being adamant that I would never be able to do it in Year 7. Me standing up here now giving this speech feels very surreal but rewarding at the same time. I would have never got up here without the support of the school and the endless opportunities that I've had along the way through my years here. A key factor in my journey throughout the school has been the staff. Mr. Allison, who has been my form tutor since Year 7, is someone who I will never forget. My first day of Year 7 couldn't have been more comfortable by the way he welcomed us into 7A, with his classic jokes that were hilarious, I promise. And still to this day, he asks us what we had for breakfast during the register. My form agrees with me that he is not only a form tutor or the head of maths, but a friend in the school. This isn't unusual at Hitchin Girls, as the teachers are not only passionate about their subjects, but they go above and beyond to offer opportunities to students. Any hobby or interest you have, I am sure there is a club for you here. They range from debating to society to classics club, and rhythmic gymnastics to, well, any type of dance you can think of. On top of these, I've had no end of chances to expand my knowledge outside of the classroom. To name a few, I've been to Iceland with the geography department, Grenada with Spanish, and I've just got back from Tanzania and Malawi in Africa with biology. As amazing as these trips were, the skills and lessons you learn stay with you forever, as well as the relationships that develop with your peers and teachers. As I said earlier, my sister attended this school, but so did my nanny in 1950. You can imagine how much the school has changed since then. For example, there is a new sports hall that's currently being built, and the sixth form centre that you will use very soon, as the sixth form comes around a lot quicker than you think. What hasn't changed are the traditions. This school upholds like form running every term and Founders Day. The infamous school tradition of form running brings the whole school together for a big relay race, chosen by the chosen runners from each form. Founders Day is when the school celebrates the traditions of our school. The older years attend a church service, while younger years run enterprise activities, and it's a day that everybody looks forward to. An aspect of Hitchin Girls' School that I am very proud to be a part of is a sense of community throughout our school. Every student, no matter who they are or where they come from, is accepted for being unique and each bringing their own individual character to add to the school. This is extended to the consortium. The consortium comprises of 3 local schools, being us, Hitchin Boys and the Priory. If you stay on to sixth form, you will be involved in this whether you have lessons at all 3 schools, as I do, or it may be that you see a new face that will quickly change to a friendly one in no time. Each one of the things I have mentioned, combined with every single day between my first day and now, I have developed both academically and personally through the never-ending offers and support at this school. I'm at the stage of picking my universities, and I couldn't be more proud and excited when writing my personal statement to say that I was a Hitchin girl. Everything that I've achieved is all thanks to my family and to the platform that Hitchin Girls has given me for my next step. I will never regret my choice to come here, as this school has provided me with memories and friends that will last a lifetime, and the skills in my bag that I started to collect when Mrs. Manning welcomed us with an empty metaphorical bag in Year 7 to fill. My bag is well and truly full, as will yours be in Year 13, when you look back at your time here and you'll know you made the right decision like I did. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'm tempted to say that our future head girl's probably sitting in the hall at the moment, but who knows? I love hearing that story, which I hadn't heard until yesterday. I can just imagine how it must have felt and how it feels standing up here now, and we're very proud. Thank you, Ellie. I'm now going to speak a little bit about the future of the school. You're looking to join Hitchin Girls at a time which is significant in our history. The school's been through many transitions, from being a grammar school with borders to a comprehensive school, from being a local authority school to an academy when we made a conversion in 2011, and now to an expansion programme which will see our school grow and enable us to offer our exceptional educational experience to more students locally. As I'm sure you're aware, there are increasing numbers of young people in Hitchin who will need secondary school places in the next few years, and both us and Hitchin Boys School have been working with the local authority to ensure that these places will become available. From next September 2018, Hitchin Girls will offer an additional 45 places in Year 7. So for this September, we offered 165 places. From next September, we'll be offering 210 places into Year 7. And in each year after that, to ensure there are more places available for children in Hitchin and in the villages which make up our priority areas. Our admission rules will give you all of the details about where you need to be living, etc. to come to the school. Please do read those, but if you've got any questions about admissions particularly, I will wait behind at the end of this speech, and also you can ask the senior staff that will be in reception at the end of the evening. So what does this mean for the school? Well, it means obviously there's going to be a greater number of students. It means that we will need a few more staff and gradually increasing number of staff as the school expands right the way through. And in order to accommodate this, there will be an additional new building with 10 classrooms, which is being built adjacent to the new sports hall. There will also be some additions to our specialist facilities here on this site, and a much bigger dining space for break and lunch times. If you've been into the dining, well, you won't have been to the dining room this evening, but it will need to be significantly bigger, and there's a plan to expand that. What it will not mean is bigger classes. The increase in our accommodation has been carefully calculated to ensure that we can manage this increase in size with no detriment to the quality of teaching and learning in our classrooms or the overall day-to-day experience of our children. The siting of the new building also allows us to utilise more of the school's site, and so provides a proportionally bigger footprint for our students to move around in. I'm really excited about this development for the school. This is my 11th open evening, and for many years I stood on this stage, particularly in the early years, and spoke about the great teaching and learning and all the fantastic things that went on in the school in spite of the facilities. I don't have to do that anymore. In the last few years there's been a huge programme of improvements, including our sixth form centre, which I hope you've seen, new classrooms next to the science block, the sports pavilion classroom, total refurbishment of all the toilets in the school, and the hard courts across the road in Highbury Road. This investment in our facilities, which has been made possible from improvement grants from the Department for Education, have without doubt made a huge contribution to the academic and personal successes of our students in recent years. Academic achievement is also very important to us all, parents and as teachers. We know that good examination results open doors for our children, and it allows them to maximise their choice where they go after their GCSEs and again after A-level or whatever they choose to do after GCSE. It's really important to us here at Hitchin Girls that all our students achieve the very best that they can, whatever their starting point or their academic ability. Now, last year, for the first time, GCSE results were reported not as they had been previously, just in terms of the number of students who got 5 A star to C grades, including English and Maths, as the old performance tables were. But they were reported in terms of the progress that students had made from the end of Key Stage 2 in Year 6 to the end of their GCSE studies at the end of Year 11. Now, that score is called Progress 8. And it takes account of every child's outcomes, not just the ones that are achieving the higher results, every child. A score of 0 would mean that a student had made the progress that was expected. Last year, in the 2016 performance tables, which were published last October, the girls' school achieved a P8 score of 0.6, which placed us in the top 5% and the top 100 all schools nationally. What it really means is that every student in Year 11 last year achieved on average more than half a grade higher in every subject at Hitchin Girls than in other schools nationally. Now, the validated data, sadly, is not out from the DFE yet, otherwise I'd be telling you about the 2017 results. It's not yet been published, but we did receive our provisional data yesterday for checking. And I can't tell you what the figure is because it's not confirmed yet, but the results this year do show that we've surpassed the 0.6 we had last year, and our cohort of Year 11 students this year who have just moved on achieved our best ever results in terms of progress at GCSE. They're a truly stunning set of results which demonstrates the great outcomes for both our staff and for our students. At A level as well, 60% of the grades achieved by students were the top A star A and B grades, and 85% of our students achieved A star to C at A level. Now, we enter all of our students in the sixth form that start their A level courses are entered at the end, and we achieved a 100% pass rate. And the exam results are in the pack that you've been given today. They're just tucked in at the back, and they're also available on the website. And on the website, you can go back and check previous years. We've got historic data on there as well. And you will see that our results are consistently high over many years, both compared to national figures and to local figures as well. I've referred to support for students, and we support our students at all ability levels and with a range of different needs. For our students with additional needs, our Learning Support Department offers assistance both in the classroom and on a one-to-one basis where needed. And the outcomes for students with additional needs that come to our school are excellent, and they've actually produced some of our biggest success stories in the last few years. We also recognise and cater for our high-achieving students across the curriculum and in all lessons, as well as producing a variety of additional activities outside the classroom. I just meant to say about students with additional needs, Mrs. Cave is our Senko and leads the Learning Support Department, and if any of you need to see her, if you just ask at reception, one of us will point you in her direction, or if you're coming for one of the mornings and you want to see her, I'm sure she'll be available then as well, and we can arrange for you to speak with her. Most importantly, we aim to provide the greatest level of care and support for our students. Many times we hear the girls refer to their experience of school as like being part of a large family. And that's a statement of which I'm really proud. And we hear it often when we have our student panels, where the girls talk to members of the senior staff and the governors about their experience in the school. I would endorse that feeling of it being a family overwhelmingly. This is the 5th school I've worked in, and it's the one where I felt most welcomed and been the happiest. It's no coincidence that I've been the head here for 10 years. It's my longest period of working in a school, and it was deliberate that I've stayed this long. We have a dedicated pastoral support team in addition to our form tutors and heads of year in-house, who are all here to ensure that any issues or concerns are quickly followed up and resolved. Now, clearly our core purpose is to provide your daughter with a first-class education, which will enable her to move into whatever it is that she wants to when she leaves us in 2025. It's an awful long time away, but I think, as Ellie will tell you, it goes really, really fast. So 2025, we'll be saying goodbye. However, as I hope you've realised, we're not just about exams and academic achievement, which, although important, they're really not the be-all and end-all for our students here. We want to work together with you as parents to enable our students to be resilient and ready to learn, to view difficulties and obstacles not as problems but as opportunities to develop and grow stronger. We want to encourage our girls to be healthy and to be mindful of looking after themselves, both physically but also in terms of their mental health. And we want them all to have a can-do attitude, where no one says, I can't do this, or I'm no good at languages, or maths, or PE, or whatever it is that they're feeling insecure about. Instead, we want to encourage a can-do attitude, where we say, I can't do this yet, but if I work hard, I will be able to do it soon, and if I practice doing it more, I will be able to do it better. We nurture a real sense of ambition for everyone in our school community, and as I've said before, teaching and learning is at the heart of all that we do, and it impacts on all the members of the community, our staff, our students, you as parents and our governors, so that we all grow together as learners, we all become resilient and develop this positive growth mindset. Something which I know many parents at secondary transfer worry about, and I'm going to mention it briefly here, is friendship issues and bullying. So I'm going to touch on it briefly here. I think the most important thing I can say to you about this is that Hitchin Girls is a telling school. This is what we say to the girls. We are a telling school. If you see something that is not right, you need to tell us. Where things are not right for any student, they are encouraged to tell us, or if they can't, we encourage their friends or the people around them to come and tell us. If someone's being badly treated by others or being bullied, we want to know, and then we can do something about it. It's like in any family, individuals don't always get along, and by encouraging the girls to speak out and share their concerns, we can address things early on and usually nip it in the bud very, very quickly. I spoke to you at the start about what you might consider to be the key things that you're looking for in a secondary school, and I hope I've addressed some of the questions that you have in your mind. I'm going to finish by saying something that I have said for several years from this stage, for which I make no apology, because it comes from the heart. For me, both as a parent and as the head teacher here, it's very simple. And what I want for our students here at the girls' school is exactly the same as I wanted for my own children. I want each girl who passes through this school to be proud of their achievements, not just in the classroom, but in the whole spectrum of their interests. I want our children to be resilient and confident in school, at home and in life, to see problems as opportunities, setbacks and mistakes as chances to learn, and for them to achieve personal growth and success as a result. I want them to feel safe and secure at school, and to be able to talk to their teachers and to each other, both about their work and also about themselves, and what they had for breakfast when they do the register in the morning. I love that. I want them to have enjoyed their time at secondary school. I want them to be happy to be here and to be sad when they leave, and to have fond memories of some of the quirkier and odder things that happen in school. And not least of all, I want everyone to be able to say that they were encouraged always to be themselves, to express their own talents, to do their very best, and that they were given the academic rigour, opportunities and support that they needed to achieve their aims for their future career. I hope this is what you're looking for too, and if it is, I do hope that you would feel that you could trust us at the school here at Hitchin Girls to deliver this for you and for your daughter. I'd just like to remind you, we've got an open morning on Thursday this week, Wednesday next week, both begin at 9:30. There's no parking on school site, so you'll need to park and walk. This is the end of our evening. There are no more tours, but if you've got any questions, I will hover at the end here. And as I say, senior staff will be out in reception to answer any questions. I'd like to thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you for listening, and safe journey. Thank you.